Hi everyone. Let's talk about this AW Dynamite Go Home show to Revolution. This show was a great show in my opinion, guys. Let's talk about it. We had the Death Riders with Maria Shafir fences the Don Callis family. Claudio Castagnoli and Inchicero begin the action. The bell rings and Claudio shoves Inchicero and Inchicero returns to the favor, but Claudio rolls up Inchicero and Inchicero kicks out. But Moxley and Tutesta tag in, and Moxley tags out to Claudio, but Tutesta levels Claudio with a lariat and tags Inchicero back in. And back from the break, Inchicero dumps Claudio out of the ring over the top rope, and Moxley tags in and whips Inchicero into the corner, but Inchicero flies off the middle rope to level Claudio as Moxley grabs onto his knees. Well, the commentary explains that Moxley's knee was injured. I was thinking his knee was injured. His knee was injured during the break. Then Tutesta tags in and Moxley catches him with a boot, and Tutesta rocks Moxley with a right hand and a running knee. But Inchicero tags in and rocks Moxley with a kick and lands a spinebuster on Moxley. But Claudio tags back in and lands the swing on Inchicero, and Claudio then rinses Inchicero's eyes and rolls him up for the win, and that's how the Death Riders defeated the Don Callis family. Then after the match, Don Callis and Mark Davis and Lance Archer joined Tutesta and Inchicero in the ring to launch an attack on the Death Riders, and Lance Archer hits John Moxley with an explode. I'll say it again with his explode. I'll say it again. Lance Archer, I'll repeat it again, guys. Lance Archer hits John Moxley with his load cast, and Tutesta is handed a chair, but Tutesta decides against hitting Moxley with the chair, much to the sense of the rest of the Don Callis family. We then head backstage where Kyle Fletcher and MJF get into a test, once again, a tease verbal conversation with one another. Then we had Kyle Fletcher fences Mike Bailey for the TNT Championship. Oh my goodness, this match with Kyle Fletcher and Mike Bailey. I'm telling you guys, Mike Bailey and Kyle Fletcher, they they tore it down just like they did that other one with The Winner Is Coming. You remember that review when I did The Winner Is Coming review? You can go back and watch that one back in December. Oh my goodness. Let's talk about this, guys. Let's talk about this one, guys, with Kyle Fletcher fences Mike Bailey for the TNT Championship. Let's talk about it, guys. This match was great. The bell rings and Mike Bailey delivers a kick to Kyle Fletcher's chest, and Kyle Fletcher runs over Mike Bailey with a kick to his chest onto the outside, then gets Mike Bailey up on his shoulder and sends him crashing into the ring steps and shoulder first. And Kyle Fletcher gets Mike Bailey back into the ring and delivers a suplex to him, then whips Mike Bailey into the corner spine first. Then Mike Bailey lands a hurricanrana on Kyle Fletcher, then lands a kick on his chest and follows it up with a standing moonsault. Then he goes for a pin, but Kyle Fletcher kicks out at Mike Bailey and lands a poison guarana on Kyle Fletcher onto the ring apron. Then back from the break, Mike Bailey sends a backslide on Kyle Fletcher, and Kyle Fletcher kicks out and lands a crossbody on Kyle Fletcher off the middle rope onto the outside, then follows it up with a moonsault on him off the middle rope, and then dumps Kyle Fletcher back in the ring and ascends to the top rope. Then looks to live. Once again, looks to land a 450 splash on him, and Kyle Fletcher moves out of the ring, but Mike Bailey catches him with a Torora off the top rope onto the outside and follows it up back in the ring, and Kyle Fletcher kicks out and sends Mike Bailey crashing into the top turnbuckle face first, but Mike Bailey delivers his signature, also again his signature move, flipping knee on Kyle Fletcher, and he rocks Kyle Fletcher with a kick to his head and pins him, but Kyle Fletcher kicks out, and Mike Bailey sends an armbar to Kyle Fletcher, but Kyle Fletcher powers up to his feet and lands a sent out powerbomb on Mike Bailey. Then the ring announcers declared that there are 5 minutes remaining as Kyle Fletcher rocks Mike Bailey with an Incendiary as Mike Bailey sits out to the top, and Mike Bailey responds with a kick of his own to Kyle Fletcher's face and lands a poison guarana on Kyle Fletcher off the top rope. Then Mike Bailey delivers a spinning kick to Kyle Fletcher's head and pins him, but Kyle Fletcher kicks out and lands a driver on Mike Bailey, and then Mike Bailey then pins Kyle Fletcher. Excuse me, guys. Then pins Kyle Fletcher, but Kyle Fletcher kicks out, and Mike Bailey rocks home with a super kick. Then Okada hops on the apron and opens the door for Fletcher to take Bailey's eyes and hit him with the TNT Championship belt and follows it up with a brain buster for the win. And that's how Kyle Fletcher retained the TNT title over Mike Bailey. Then, then we had this with Brody King with a squash match. Why do we have to have Brody King? But finally, he's going to be facing Swerve Strickland tomorrow night. So we're going to get a good showcase with that, not a swash, at least. But anyways, guys, let's talk about it anyways. So Brody King scored a quick win. Let's talk about it, guys. The bell rings and Brody King's opponent charged at him, and Brody King runs him over with a clothesline and lands a power bomb on him for the win, and that's how Brody King won and defeated a local competitor. I'll just say that, guys. Then after the match, Swerve Strickland sits up behind Brody King through the crowd and chokes him with his sinister chain as he wears King's mask, and then King powers up top to his feet back in the ring as Swerve Strickland chokes King with his chain, then breaks the chain in half and delivers a suplex to Swerve, then lands a cannonball on Swerve in the corner. Then we had Gabe Kidd and David Finlay faces Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy in a tag match. This tag match, which was fun, guys, I loved it. Some people weren't really into this. Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy faces David Finlay and Gabe Kidd, but we'll talk about it here in a couple seconds, guys. I got to do something here in a second, so I'll be right back. Right back, guys. The bell rings and the action spills straight out of the ring, and Darby brawls with Gabe and risks his eyes as David sends Orange crashing into the ring apron face first, and Darby delivers a shotgun dropkick to Gabe Kidd, then sends him crashing into the ring barricade, and Orange Cassidy levels Gabe Kidd with an elbow off the middle rope back inside in the ring, and also again, Darby Allin flies through the middle rope to level Finlay onto the outside, but Kidd rocks Cassidy with a forearm in the ring, and Finlay then delivers a back body drop to Cassidy. Then back from the break, Orange Cassidy delivers a chop to Gabe Kidd and David Finlay, and then connects with a tornado DDT on Finlay, but Finlay lands a back heel kick on Orange Cassidy, and Orange Cassidy sends Gabe Kidd bouncing off the ropes face first, then sets up for a beach break on him. Then David Finlay offenses it, and Darby tags in and fires off right hands on Gabe Kidd, then whips him into the corner and lands a alternately splash on him, and David Finlay on opposite corner and delivers a springboard coffin drop to David Finlay, then sends a sharpshooter on Gabe Kidd. Then David Finlay looks to clock Darby, but Darby stands. I'll say it again, but Darby stands standing. I'll say it again, stands standing and sets up for a cold red on David Finlay. Then Gabe Kidd catches Darby with a clothesline and pins him, but Darby kicks out. Then Orange Cassidy sends David Finlay crashing into the barricade, spine first onto the outside as Darby sends Gabe Kidd on a chair and lands a missile drop kick on him off the middle rope. Then Connor clocks Orange Cassidy from behind with a tire iron. Once again, a tire iron as Darby looks to land a common drop on Gabe Kidd, and Gabe Kidd catches Darby with a sleeper, but Darby reverses into a pinfall, and David Finlay then sends Darby crashing into the mat face first, and Gabe Kidd's spine. Once again, and Gabe Kidd spikes him with a power driver for the win. I'll say it again, a spike to him with a power driver for the win, and David Finlay and Gabe Kidd win. Then after the match, Connor lands a spear on Cassidy in the corner, and then Roderick Strong sits at ringside and gets in the ring. Once again, at ringside and gets in the ring as Gabe Kidd and sorry guys, excuse me. But anyways, I'll repeat again. Roderick Strong sits at ringside and gets in the ring as Gabe Kidd and David Finlay and Connor hold Orange Cassidy in place, and Strong looks like he's about to attack Orange Cassidy, but instead goes after Connor and Kidd and Finlay, and Strong then high-fives Cassidy, and that's what happened right there, guys. Then we had this match with Willow and Pierce Stephanie for the TBS Women's title. Oh my God, this match was good, man. This match was good. Oh man, these women's wrestling, women's wrestling, women's wrestling. Sorry, guys. Sorry. But anyways, good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. But anyways, let's talk about it, guys. The bell rings and the two go back and forth. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. Then Pierce Stephanie lands a Hurricanrana on Willow Nightingale, but Willow Nightingale rocks Pierce Stephanie with a Hurricanrana, and Pierce Stephanie responds with a hallway slam to Willow Nightingale back from the break, and Willow Nightingale lands a cannonball on Pierce Stephanie off the ring apron and then onto the outside, and then she dumps Pierce Stephanie back inside the ring and ascends to the top rope, then looks to land a moonsault on Pierce Stephanie. Then Pierce Stephanie, Pierce Stephanie moves onto that out of the way and lands a German suplex on Willow Nightingale, then fires off right hands on Willow Nightingale in the spine, then sets up a razor's edge to her. Then Willow Nightingale reverses into a pinfall for the win, and Willow Nightingale retains the TBS Women's title, guys, by pinfall reverse. And that's what happened right there. Then we had the main event. For Dynamite, and it was the Young Bucks and Mark Briscoe versus Ciampa and FTR with Stokely Hathaway. Let's talk about it, guys. So, Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson and Mark Briscoe fly out of the ring and take out Dex Harwood and Cash Wheeler and Tommaso Ciampa, and the bell rings before Ciampa and Mark Briscoe exchange forearms one another in the ring, and they tried leveling one another with clotheslines, and both men remain on their feet back from the break, and Dex Harwood and Mark Briscoe exchange chops with one another, and Mark Briscoe flies off the barricade to take out Dex Harwood onto the outside, but Nick lands a set-up knee on Dex Harwood back in the ring, and then Mark Briscoe follows it up with a splash, then lands a razor's edge neck breaker combo on Dex Harwood with Matt. Then Dex Harwood levels Matt with a clothesline, then tags in Tommaso Ciampa. I'll say it again, tags in Tommaso Ciampa, and then Tommaso Ciampa and Cash Wheeler look to double team on Nick Jackson, but Tommaso Ciampa accidentally hits Cash Wheeler with a super kick, and then the Bucks then land a double super kick on Tommaso Ciampa, and Mark Briscoe sends Tommaso Ciampa crashing off the rope. Then Nick Jackson then lands a suicide bomb on Tommaso Ciampa off the middle rope. Then Matt Jackson follows it up with an elbow drop off the top. And then Mark Briscoe then delivers a froggy bowl to Tommaso Ciampa and pins him, but FTR breaks the fall. Then Nick Jackson is sent crashing through a table, then has been set up onto the outside as FTR lands a shutter machine on Mark Briscoe. Then Tommaso Ciampa then pins Mark Briscoe, but Matt Jackson sends himself and Dex Harwood crashing into the pier to break the fall. Then Matt Jackson sends Dex Harwood crashing on the top of the announce desk, but Dex Harwood hits Matt Jackson with one of the monitors, also again, one of the monitors, and FTR then lands the Ascents pile driver on Matt Jackson and send him crashing on top of the announce desk. Then inside the ring, Tommaso Ciampa delivers a running knee to the back of Mark Briscoe's neck. Then he sets up for the J Drizzler, but Cash Wheeler clocks him from behind, and Tommaso Ciampa delivers a running knee to Mark Briscoe for the pin. And that's how Tommaso Ciampa and FTR defeated the Young Bucks and Mark Briscoe, by Tommaso Ciampa delivering a running knee to Mark Briscoe for the win. Then after the match, Tommaso Ciampa rains down right hands on Mark Briscoe and dumps a pair of chairs inside the ring, and he cracks one of them across Mark Briscoe's spine and then jams the other chair into Mark Briscoe's neck and lands an air wrench crash on Mark Briscoe off the middle rope, then sends him crashing through both of the chairs, then now are face one another. And that's what happened, and that's what happened right there, guys, and stuff with that situation. And that's what happened. That was the main event match. Then we had the press conference with MJF and Hangman Adam Page. A lot of people said it was garbage. A lot of people said it was bad and stuff. In my opinion, it was fine. It was fine, but I know I'm going to get a lot of hate, but I don't care. But it was fine. It was fine for what it was. But let's talk about it anyways. Bryan Danielson introduces both Hangman Adam Page and MJF as the managers of this press conference, and they made their respective seats, and a reporter asked Hangman Adam Page if he sends out pure revenge on MJF or just the AEW World Championship, and Adam Page, or I said Adam Page, I mean to say Hangman Adam Page, Hangman, 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 Hangman. Hangman Adam Page confirms that it's about the AEW World Championship before MJF cares about that. And then a reporter asked MJF and Hangman what they want new AEW fans to take away from their Revolution Texas death match. And MJF says he wants people to leave with him being a real professional wrestler as he leaves Revolution as a winner. And Hangman says he plans on having MJF left in an ambulance, and MJF is then asked how he plans on making sure he doesn't lose to Hangman again. And MJF says Hangman's past wins against him are just flukes, and Hangman is asked what lessons he's taken from the since Texas death matches he's taking part in, and Hangman says he's the master of Texas death matches as he's made and ended careers in them. And a reporter asked Hangman if this is the conferences of all his past stories in California, and Hangman says it is, and he says people have compared him and MJF for 6 years before another person asked Hangman who he is in AEW, and if he isn't, I'll say it again, I'll repeat it again, guys. About 6 years before another person asked Hangman who he is in AEW if he doesn't win the AEW World Championship, and Hangman becomes momentarily emotional and promised to win the AEW World Championship. Then MJF grabs 2 beers from a group member and looks to hand one to Hangman, and Hangman throws it away when MJF hands it to him. Then the two brawl from the location of the press conference into the ring side area. Then Hangman brawls with MJF through the crowd and dumps him into the ring, but security run out to the ring and get to the two-man separating. Then Hangman begins to take out several security guards, but MJF slides on his dynamite, dynamite, diamond ring, and looks to hit Hangman with it, and Hangman sees MJF coming and lands a dead eye on him. And then I'll say it again, guys. I'll repeat it again, guys. Sorry about that. So all that stuff with the whole thing with the barbed wire and all that stuff as well, guys, and back and forth and stuff, which was really good stuff, guys, with that stuff right there, guys, and all that. So I'll repeat it again, guys. I'll repeat it again. So yes, guys, with that, and then MJF grabs 2 beers from a crew member and looks to hand one to Hangman, and Hangman throws it away from MJF's hand to him. Then the two brawl from the location of the press conference into the ring area. Then Hangman brawls with MJF through the crowd and dumps him into the ring, and the security run out of the ring to get the 2 men separated. Then Hangman begins taking out several security guards, but MJF slides on his diamond ring and looks to hit Hangman with it, and Hangman sees MJF coming and lands a dead eye on him and grabs a bomb wire board from underneath the ring and drags MJF onto the ring apron and sets up another dead eye on MJF, but MJF managed to escape and retreat through the crowd. The 2 men stare one another down as the show went off air, guys. And I gave this show a 9.5 out of 10. Yes, guys, I gave this Dynamite a 9.5 out of 10. And that's all I have to say, guys. And I give this show a 9.5 out of 10. And I gave this Dynamite Go Home show a 9.5 out of 10. And that's all I have to say, guys. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit those notification bells. As always, guys, this is CJD 2006. I'll say it again, guys. This is CJD 2006. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit those notification bells. As always, guys. And peace out and take care and much love, guys. Peace out and take care and much love.